Alright, here is another video on this GE Vortalex. So here's my GE Vortalex fan, right? Here's one thing that you might not know about this fan. Sometimes this fan will struggle to get to start. It might not struggle, that's the first time I start it, but trust me, it will do it sometimes. So I'm showing the back side of it right now. And it's spinning freely, right? And it spins freely. I'm not sure it's gonna be spinning freely when I turn it on. So yeah. Look out, here is the motor. Here are the blades, like I said, they are spinning freely. So when I turn this fan on, you might expect it to spin, or you might expect it to just lock up and hum. And not really do anything except just hum. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in here and you'll see what I mean. So let's go straight up to high. So that happens most of the time. It starts up and it has a great startup sound too. I'm gonna go ahead and run through it again. All right, hold on, let me just go ahead and stop it real quick. All right. I even felt the vibration through the floor, but sometimes this fan won't really spin properly. Like, it spins right now. It mostly happens when I like flip the switch before it stops turning. Like, it's not doing it right now. I mean, I might need to make it spin a little slower this time, but I mean, usually I'm not gonna mess with this thing too much, but I mean, I do like this fan a lot. I don't know why it's doing. And of course the oscillator works. I'm just gonna disengage that just to make sure it doesn't rotate. I can't really demonstrate what I mean by this, but and the motor isn't getting that hot, but other models that I've seen of this fan, they have a PSC motor. That means that this thing does not really get that hot at all. This one is not a PSC motor. So I guess no, I guess this thing, well, I cannot demonstrate what I mean by this thing not working, but we just gotta give it a little bit of a maybe I probably just need to give it a little bit of a kick and then maybe just turn it on. Let me wait for it to sometimes this fan won't really do much for me. There we go. Now this is what I'm talking about. I'm gonna turn this around. You can see that it. So as you guys saw, it just sat there and just hummed. Let's try that again. It'll spin, but then it'll just like get slow and then it'll spin again. But that's because I'll try that again. So it's on high right now. I mean, the motor's getting a little hot. Well, it's not getting hot right now. I just don't want to really mess with this thing too much. But okay, so I can actually feel it buzzing through the floor, and there's a tiny little bit of torque in there which will allow it to spin. Geez, that buzzing is loud. Okay, so I'm just gonna turn it on. It'll eventually spin. There we go. So let's start up again. Yeah, and not to mention this fan does have oscillation. I'll just engage that real quick. Well, sometimes this fan works, like sometimes it'll spin, but sometimes like before it comes to a stop and you turn it on, it's just gonna sit there and hum. Not like that, but maybe if I do it this time, maybe I have to spin a little slower. I don't know what's going on with this thing anyway. There we go. That vibration is cool. Come on, buddy. Try it on medium. So I don't know what's going on with this fan. I mean, it's not that this fan doesn't have oil, but so on high doesn't really work. Medium. It'll only work on low because low doesn't really use that much energy. Oh, okay. Well, this is not the only time I've had this problem. I had the same problem with as this fan has, as on my Imperial fan that you guys have seen before. I've that fan, apparently I think the bearing or shaft was not aligned with the stator, so just the same thing with this fan, just sat there and just hummed and just barely span. But I'm not sure exactly what's wrong with this one. I mean, I didn't give this fan any oil or anything like that, but this is still a really good fan, and I do like it. But I mean, I do have some issues with it. Like, I'm just gonna run through it one more time. I don't want to. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, it runs. So it runs like this, and then if you let it slow down for a little bit more, and then turn it. So I'm just gonna spin it like this, and then you will see it start up, I guess. I don't know. So it's never mind. So okay, you can see if I spin it like this, it'll start up, and then just leave it to slow down a little bit more. As you guys can see, it's slowing down, and then now it's just gonna lock up. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and as always, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.